Today we're going to show you how to smoke that holiday turkey, the one you're going to cook for Thanksgiving or Christmas. We're going to start out with this brine today. I'm going to show you how to do that. What we've got is 1 cup of kosher salt, and we've got 2 cups of brown sugar. We're going to put in this bucket that's got about this much water in it, about 1/3 of a bucket, and we're going to dump all of that, then take this wire whip, make sure everything's dissolved and ready to put that turkey down in there. Once we get the turkey in, I prefer to do them overnight so we get a big old sack of ice and put it over the top to keep it cool and keep it from spoiling. Nobody wants a spoiled turkey on a holiday dinner. So once we do that the next morning, we'll pull it out, rinse it off, pat it dry. Once it is dried off, then we start with the seasoning, which I'm going to take some limes, cut them in half. I'm going to take some Tangelos, cut them in half. We're going to put probably 2 onions in there chopped up in half rings. And then we're going to inject it with some Cajun butter. That's going to make it really, really juicy and really flavorful. And then top that off with, of course, the buck rub. Then we'll put it in the smoker, smoke it for about 3.5 to 4.5 hours. When the wings and when the drumsticks are loose, that's a good indication that it is done and ready to pull out. So when it's done, then you want to pull it out and let it rest. I like to let them rest for at least 10 or 15 minutes. And then you can go to carving and putting that Thanksgiving dinner together with all the rest of the goodies. All right, we're going to start out with that brining. Here's our brown sugar. Dump in that 1/3 of a bucket of water. There's that cup of salt. Now we'll come over and stir this up. Make sure it is dissolved in there. I think that's good to go right there. Now we'll drop that turkey in. Oh yeah. All right. Now a little sack of ice put on there. There we go. She is brining. Chop these fruits up to get ready to stuff inside of the cavity of that turkey. And now our onion. So we'll do some half rings on this. That's it. I'll tell you a little bit about the Cajun butter and how to make it. What it's involved with is got some water, it's got some salt, it's got some Creole seasoning, and it's got some soybean oil. And then on top of that, got a little emulsified garlic juice in there. You blend all that together, and once it's blended together, then you're ready to inject it into whatever you're going to cook with it. You can follow the recipe right here on the screen, right off there to the side. We'll walk you straight through it. Okay, we have brined this turkey. Pull this ice off. And taking this turkey out of this brine water. There we go. Now, take these onions, put a couple in there. Some citrus in there. A little more citrus in there. Some more onion. And you can take and use whatever fruits and vegetables you like, stuff in there. But I think if you try this, you're going to like it pretty well. Alright, now we're ready to do our Cajun butter injections. And so you want to go for deep parts of the meat. So mainly through the breast, maybe a little bit in the drumsticks. Doesn't take a whole lot. Just a little bump here and there. A little more. Yeah, we're using about probably a quarter of a cup, somewhere in there. Alright, done with the Cajun butter. Now for the buck rub on the outside. We're going to get you a big handful of it. Now, we're ready to put this bird in the smoker right over here. Alright, we're going to load down our little wood chip tray right now. Now, on turkey, instead of using mesquite, I like to use pecan chips. So we're putting some pecan chips in there. Now we're going to load it in that chute door on the smoker. Alright, here we go with that big bird into the smoker. Like that. Close our door. Get it latched. Ready to roll. Okay, a couple of things to remember once again. We are cooking on this electric smoker today. So we want to maintain that temperature to 275. Roughly 20 minutes per pound is about what it's going to take to cook this bird. It can be a little less, it can be a little more, but it's going to be right in there. Secondly, knowing when it's done. You can take those leg bones, and if they're loose in the joint, then they're ready to come off. Also, if you're going to cook on a wood-fired smoker, well, you want to make sure you keep that fire stoked to where it's getting the right amount of heat. Not over, not under, just right in there, probably around 300 degrees on your smoker. Rest of it, it ain't rocket science. Get after it. As you can see, we've got our turkey right here. It is rested for about 15-20 minutes. Let all those juices distribute throughout the bird. Got a nice scald on this one right here. It's going to be plenty enough tender, I can guarantee that. I think it helps using that Cajun butter injection, and then having all this citrus fruit in there also helps as far as the breakdown of the proteins. So, look at here. Drumsticks ready to roll. The bird's ready to eat. We're going to get to carving here just in a little bit.